This is dope.
Hey everybody, we are on episode 3 of Vice Fridays. My name is Brent with All Shook Up Bar and Beverage Catering. This is my friend Guy. He is a video and photog expert. He's going to be joining me today on this video. And today, this week, we're going to be covering the sour. Now, the sour is a family of cocktails, so we're going to make a couple of them to show you exactly what goes into them. And it's also really rich in history, all right? But first off, we're going to start with a really basic, very popular sour that's known as a daiquiri. It's just going to be rum, lime juice, and some sugar, all right? So let's get started on our video. Guy, you want to help me out here?
Yeah.
Grab a shaker.
Shaker.
Yep.
Shaker.
Yep. All right. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put about 2 ounces of rum in this guy. I'm going to use Gosling's Black Seal Black Rum. It's a fantastic rum out of Bermuda. You know the differences in rum?
No. What are the differences?
There's too many of them for me to go over in this show right now.
Okay.
I'll give you the bottle. 2 ounces of rum. Very top. Fill it all the way up. Yeah, there we go.
Out, guys. Let's do it. Just dump it in.
Dump it straight in there. Bam. All right. So most sours are done with a 2-1-1 ratio. So we put 2 ounces of rum in there. We're going to go with lime juice. We're going to stick about an ounce in there. So I'm going to do an ounce in mine. There we go.
All right.
Same thing there. We're just going to go straight up all the way to the top, dump it in. And then you've got a couple of different options to go with sweeteners. You can always stick with your basic simple syrup like we talked about in the last video, or you can change things up to try to get some different flavors out of it. So with the black rum, this thing is aged, it's got a lot of qualities to it and a lot of character to it. I really want that character to stand out, so I'm going to go with my Demerara again. Same thing on this guy. Ounce of sugar, straight into the glass. All right, you ever shaken a cocktail before?
I have not.
All right.
I have not.
So you got 2 size shakers on there. Go ahead and break that guy apart. You want to put your small one in the big one.
Okay.
We'll just flip it over. And make sure that you got a good seal up against one edge, and just give it a tap on the top. All right. So you want to grab it and cover that gap right there with a finger. All right. And I usually do them one-handed, or you can do it two-handed, where you grab both sides. So whatever you're comfortable with. And all we're going to do is just start out shaking it, go back and forth. All right. Now, if you want to add a little bit of flair to it, you can start rolling the liquid inside of the tins, right? So as I shake it, I'm going to move it up and down. Yeah. All right. So that's incorporated really well enough. These guys are going to get poured into a coupe glass. I'm going to grab my 2 coupes. All right. Now, the way to break this apart, this guy's gotten cold and sucked together, right?
Yeah.
So what we want to do is smack it right here in this gap.
Okay.
I don't want the camera to see it too. So we're going to smack it right here in the gap, and that's going to help the tin start to separate. So I'm just going to take the palm of my hand, smack it, and it'll come right apart.
Okay.
All right. So aim for right there.
Right
Yep.
here.
And just give it a light tap. A little bit harder. There you go.
Gotcha.
Pull it apart. Grab your strainer. Right over the top. And then you're going to want to push it as far forward as you can. Yep, there we go. And just straight into the cocktail glass.
You got flair with yours.
There you go. Oh, you might have some natural talent for this guy. All right, let's see how our drinks came out.
Oh, man.
And that's a fantastic daiquiri.
Wow.
Black rum, Demerara sugar. I know it looks a lot darker than most daiquiris that you're probably familiar with. Most daiquiris are kind of clear. That's probably because you're using an aged rum and just regular simple syrup and lime juice. So we've used Demerara sugar and the black rum. And this has a whole lot of quality in this drink. All right, so the next drink that we're going to make, we're going to start with a tequila base. All right, so I say tequila and sour, most people are going to immediately go to the margarita. We're actually going to mix things up a bit. We're going to make what's called a paloma. So the paloma is actually the national cocktail of Mexico. If you go to Mexico and order some type of tequila drink, you're more than likely going to get a paloma. And a paloma is grapefruit juice, lime juice, tequila, and a sweetener. Right, so we're going to use, today we're going to use agave nectar. I've got some fresh grape juice that we're going to crush out, some lime juice, and we're going to use El Imador tequila. It's a great tequila, a little bit of a smoky profile to it, kind of similar to mezcal. This is fantastic quality, 100% blue agave. If you ever get a tequila, make sure it's always 100% blue agave. All right, let's get started on this guy. Yeah. So for our grapefruits, we're going to need to use this contraption. This is just an industrial fruit press. You can grab one of these guys off of Amazon. They're not that expensive, but they're great to have for these bigger, large items like grapefruit. All right.
The actual grapefruit have to be like super ripe, not ripe, certain firmness. Doesn't really matter.
You do want a more ripe grapefruit. Now the tricky parts about grapefruit is that there's so many different varietals of grapefruit that it's kind of hard to keep it consistent across the season. So they're all going to come into season at different times. You can tell this one is just a red grapefruit. Right? It's not as brilliant on the outside as some of the others, like say a ruby red would be. And that means that the flavor isn't going to be as rich, but the bitter components and the sour components that make up a grapefruit quality are still going to be there. It may not be as sweet as some other varieties, but it's what's in season and it's fresh, which is important. Whenever you're making cocktails, you always want to have fresh ingredients, fresh juices, fresh syrups. That's what always makes everything great. So you see that made quick, easy work with the grapefruit. I got quite a bit of juice here. I got about 4 ounces of juice, which is enough to make several of these cocktails out of one grapefruit. All right, so to get started on the Paloma, we're going to start out with an ounce of your lime juice. Yep. Thanks. And then we're going to get to an ounce of grapefruit juice.
Yeah, that's a little bit off the side there.
All right. And then we're going to go to 2 ounces of our tequila.
Gotcha.
Yeah, all the way to the top. Don't skimp on the tequila now. There you go. And then we're going to finish off with half ounce of agave nectar. I said a half ounce. We're actually going to do a full ounce because we got a lot of sour in that drink. Bottom side? Yep, there we go. And fill it all the way up. All right. Fill these up. Ice as well. Let's cap our shaker. Look at that, you're natural.
Let's see.
The Paloma. Let's see how these things taste.
Yes. Cheers, sir. Good living.
Oh man, that's good.
What? Dude, this, you can't, oh my goodness.
That's phenomenal. Is that not good or what?
What? That is crazy good.
Yeah.
That is crazy good. Not even drinking a lot of alcohol. That is killer.
Oh yeah. Fresh juices, good sugar, good tequila base. It's a phenomenal drink. All right. So the last one that we're gonna do, Guy, we're gonna do the whiskey sour.
Okay.
So the whiskey sour, for a certain period of time, for a very long period of time, the whiskey sour was the cardinal drink of an American citizen for about a century, about the 1860s to the 1960s, before the cocktail started to fall off. The whiskey sour was what you were judged on as a bartender. It's one of the quality drinks you got to know how to make extremely well. Now, as we go into the whiskey sours, I'm going to build up a whiskey sour, and then we're going to do a variation of the whiskey sour that we'll get to after I get done with the first one. All right. So we're going to do some advanced techniques on it, and we're going to let you try it and see how well you can pick up on it. Yeah, it's going to be a sick drink. All right. So the things that you're going to need for a whiskey sour are going to be some high quality bourbon, some fresh squeezed lemon juice, and some really good syrup to go along with it. So our bourbon base that we're going to use for today is going to be Elijah Craig. All right. Next thing that you need is going to be some fresh squeezed lemon juice. Slice it up.
The acidity, that kind of.
This time I'm switching it up. I don't have my huge press. I've just got a hand crank. All right. And these guys, you always want to make sure you get a quality one of these. All right. This is 100% stainless steel. It's extremely well made. You can get a really good press out of this. I'll put a link to this guy on Amazon in the descriptions so that you guys can find it easily. Crunch it all the way down, and then just turn it to the side a little bit and let some of the extra juice drain out. So we've got all the ingredients we need. We'll grab our shaker. Start out with, so we're going to stick with the 2-1-1 build, 2 ounces of spirit, 1 ounce of sour, 1 ounce of sweetener. We'll start out with just some simple syrup this time.
Go.
All right. Ounce of lemon juice. And top it off, 2 ounces of your favorite bourbon. I'm gonna pop that guy open.
I'm gonna get it.
Yep. There you go. All right, now we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna grab our strainer. We're gonna go straight into the small portion of our shaker cups. We're gonna go ahead and grab 2 coupe glasses. There we go. And we're gonna chill these guys. Grab your glass by the stem. Go ahead. What we're gonna do is just give it a little twirl. Get the ice start moving. Sometimes you lose it, but that's all right.
There it is.
All right, you see it starting to frost up real well?
Oh, that's dope. Okay.
All right, we're just gonna leave that guy right there. Now, the important thing why we want to do that is you want to chill down the glass so that when we pour the alcohol in there, we're gonna be serving these up like we did on the daiquiri. So when we pour the alcohol in here, we don't want the drink to start to heat up. So we're gonna chill the glass as much as we possibly can to make sure that it's served as cold as possible and prolong the life of the drink as we serve it. And the reason that we want to preserve the life of the drink as we serve it is we're gonna put eggs in this cocktail.
Oh, wow.
So what we're going to do, we're going to find a hard surface like the edge of the bar or a cutting board or anything like that. We're just going to get a small crack on the side of the egg. Just enough to get started. All right. You know how to separate egg whites?
Yes.
All right. So we're just going to separate the egg whites straight into the drink. We're going to keep the yolk. We don't want that in there. That's for a different drink. All right. So we've got our egg white in the drink. Now all we're going to do is just grab the other portion of our shaker. And we're going to shake this as hard as we possibly can. All right.
It's just a chill. That's dope.
Separate your cup. And now the important part of whenever we do egg white drinks is we always want to make sure that we double strain it to catch any eggshell portions or any parts that we really don't want to end up in the drink. We'll just hold it straight over the drink and pour directly into the strainer. All right, so there's our whiskey sours. Okay, so one of the cool things about whiskey sours is they create, when you use the egg white, is they create this foam across the top. Yeah. Right, so we can start doing things to the foam to make it more presentable. One of the first things you always want to do whenever you're drinking a drink with egg whites in it is go ahead and throw something that's going to be a little bit more aromatic on top of the drink. I'm going to use Angostura bitters on mine, and I'll let you use a lemon peel on yours, and we'll see the difference. Cool. So on the bitters, I've got a Japanese shaker bottle, and I'm just going to shake this right across the top of the drink.
Yep.
I'm going to grab a pick. I'm just going to knock some of this around. There we go. Just like that. Just rub the top. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, a whiskey sour with Angostura and a whiskey sour with just a lemon peel twist over the top of it. So this is mine. And let me smell yours. That's right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then smell yours.
Dude.
Now that's a really nice, just smooth drink.
Yeah, it's super smooth.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's what egg whites do. Now that you've had that, you can kind of tell what egg whites do to a drink, right?
Wow.
You don't really get a harsh bite on the drink.
Yeah.
Right? So egg whites, and anybody watching, if you've never had a drink with egg whites in it, this is one of the reasons you should try it. It's odorless, it's flavorless. Well, it's mostly odorless, I'll say that. That's why you need something across the top. It's mostly odorless. But they're flavorless, they're almost textureless. But what they help do is to balance out the rough edges of a drink. So they're gonna smooth the corners of a harsh drink. Wow. So there's a variation of the drink, of the whiskey sour, that's called a New York sour.
Okay.
The way a New York sour is you float wine across the top of the drink. So we can take the spoon and drop it straight in the top of our drink. Grab your wine. Put your jigger right up against the drink. Very slowly pour it down your bar spoon.
Oh, that's dope.
So you can see how the wine floats perfectly on top of the rest of the drink.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's perfectly balanced. This is a fantastic variation if you've never had it. All right, let's see how these things taste. So with the wine on top, you're gonna notice that a little bit more darker flavors come through with the bourbon, because the wine's gonna be more oaky, have a lot more of those dark fruity flavors to it, right? Depending on whatever wine that you put on it. But it should enhance the quality of the drink. You get a little bit of tartness with the sweetness.
That is wild.
Yeah.
You can really taste the wine and the whiskey. That is crazy. You think it'd just be this big blur.
Nope.
Taste, that is awesome.
Yeah. A very well done New York sour is 100% worth the effort. So last thing that we're gonna do.
Okay.
We're gonna do a variation of the daiquiri, a homemade variation of the daiquiri. We're gonna still be using a rum base, but we're gonna switch over to this Appleton Estate Signature Blend. This is a blended aged Jamaican rum. We're gonna use a little bit of lemon juice and some Demerara sugar. We're going for a lot of character in this drink. And what we're gonna mix it with for the last part of the souring component is what's called a shrub. All right.
Okay.
So a shrub, never heard of a shrub. A shrub is a sweetened vinegar and fruit, usually fruit-based based drink. All right, I know that I saw the look that you gave me when I said vinegar. You're like, ugh. You got the eye twitch going on.
Yeah.
All right, just wait until you try it. So I've made this blackberry and lavender shrub.
Okay.
All right, it's been aged in a raw red wine vinegar and sweetened with just regular cane syrup. We're gonna do about a half ounce of it. Okay. We're gonna split the acidity with some lemon juice. I'm gonna put about 3/4 ounce lemon juice in there. I'm gonna sweeten it with some Demerara sugar. We're gonna go full ounce of Demerara. And we're gonna do 2 ounces of Appleton Estate blended Jamaican rum. Blended aged Jamaican rum. Pop this guy in there. Look how gorgeous that is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh. Look at that.
So we're going to garnish this guy with a Luxardo maraschino cherry and some fresh blackberries. So let's try it.
Yeah.
You first.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Oh, wow. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you're right. Vinegar. Nope. Not what I'm thinking. Delicious.
Oh, yeah, that is awesome.
My goodness.
That stands up really well.
Wow.
You can really get a lot of lavender out of that, too. Well, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. That is 3 adventures into the world of sours. Like I said at the beginning of the video, sours are one of the broadest range of families in cocktails. Almost everything that you're familiar with is going to be some type of sour variation, right? You've got the whiskey sour, the daiquiri, the lemon drop, the margarita. Those are some of your more common, most well-known drinks out there, and they're also all family members of the sour cocktails. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Stick around, hit the subscribe link below. Check out some of the links for some of the tools that I'll be putting in here. Those will help round out your home bar setup if that is something that you are looking at at getting into. They're not all necessary. I'll be doing one of those videos in the future, and I'll make sure I'll link to it when I get it done here. And of course, thanks again, Guy, for joining me and being a participant.
Thanks, brother.